Good morning. Hi, it's Kat, and this is a video that I am making in my dining room because I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be fun for you to see where I actually paint most of my stuff? So this is a little different. We'll have to see how this rolls. Good. What I'm gonna paint today is a painting of two cats, and I'm gonna use my transfer paper. I wanted to show you how to use this, or how I like to use it. I have a few things that I generally say about transfer paper. That it is a tool to use to help you make sure that you've got things lined up correctly on your drawing, but I do sincerely believe that knowing that you can draw something is a very good thing. Don't just rely on transfer paper. Otherwise you don't have the confidence in yourself. I really want you drawing to draw. But at any rate, this is what I use, is Sorel transfer paper. It comes in a roll. You can get it in graphite, which I find doesn't actually show up on the black very well. White shows up really well, blue shows up really well. I haven't honestly tried the yellow or the red, but I think it's about 20 bucks or so for a roll. And it comes in a roll. And I usually cut it in about 8 by 10 inch lengths, and this is one of the sheets of it. There's one side has white powdery stuff on it and the other side doesn't, and I think you can see that this one's been used a few times. You can use it a lot. So here's my board, and I had the transfer paper sitting on it, so now it's already got little scuff marks of the transfer paper, which I don't really like, but that's me. So some people like to leave the white show through. I'm gonna actually erase it out, and I'll show you how I do that. So first thing you want to do, and I'm telling you this because I did this, is you want to make sure I do just a little mark so you know you've got the transfer paper on right. I've done this before where I've transferred a whole thing and then said to myself, look, it's not there anymore, which is kind of embarrassing when you're doing it in front of a group of people. While I'm reaching for scissors, I want to cut my kitties out. So this is my photo that I'm working from. These are the kitties of the day. We just got back from Florida at 1 in the morning, so it's been kind of a crazy long day yesterday of traveling. It was a really fun trip. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is very happy to have us back. So there might be critters visiting on the table here. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my photo and I'm feeling for the edges of my panel. You could cut the transfer paper too, but I tend to use them over and over again, so I am placing it by feeling. I hope that kind of makes sense. I'm feeling where the edges of my panel are. They're under there. And then I would tape this. I will do that because I don't always do it. But guess what? Somebody ran off with my tape. Let's see. Wait, Kat, what can you do in its stead? I have another roll of tape here. I'll just do this. My desk, really, it's my desk. But being a house with two other artistic and creative people who always need stuff, my desk gets used a lot. So I just tape around the edge like that. So I put a little piece of tape there, and I'm gonna put one more piece of tape just over here to hold it steady. And the transferring part, I'm gonna actually use this green pen. There's no special technical term for this green pen, it just happens to be the pen that I had here. But I want kind of a thin line. The things that are gonna be important to me in this picture are where the kitty's eyes are and where their noses are, because that's kind of the focal point. I know when I draw, I sometimes have a tendency to make my eyes and noses too big, but I don't think that's entirely bad because that's a pretty important part of a critter. Let's see, and markings are pretty important too. What I'm doing is kind of creating a dot by dot of my kitty, because I'm gonna go back in and fill this in with pencil. I prefer the look of pencil. Because there's two cats on here, this is a little complex. I hope it's not also obscene. I don't think that it is quite. I don't know if can you see what I mean from the picture? Excuse me. So I'm tracing around, I'm just gonna flip that up so you can see. So it shows up white. And you can be as precise with this as you want. One of the things I do think transfer paper is good for is it really helps you see things that you might not have seen before. So like with my little stripies, I'm just gonna notch where the stripes are on these tails. Let's see, and I need this foot. Like you might not notice things like this edge of the white fur there, or this wonderful little curl. I just wanna make sure my head's not in the way here. A little bit of darker and lighter fur there. Now I wanna get this kitty's face. It's got a little bit of an open mouth there, which is super sweet. Let's see, and those eyes are wide open. The thing too, the reason this is a good one for me to transfer is because it's trying to squeeze 2 cats into one. Generally, if I was doing a commission at this size, there would be an extra fee for 2 cats because 2 animals in an image is much more complex than one. And I think different artists do it different ways, but I have a $75 extra animal charge no matter how big the panel is or the painting. I'm gonna suggest some of these wonderful wrinkles too, because this is kind of fun for the background. Okay, so now, la la la. So it was gorgeous in Florida, but it was really nice to get home too. You know, that whole thing about getting home. It's always good. So here, and this is a much used sheet of transfer paper. So it's not gonna be quite as revealing as one that is brand new, but I like it. So let's see, can you guys see that? So what I will do now is I'm gonna go back over this and pencil, which I know I had one right here. Oh, good Lord. I am really prepared. I swear. You should have seen our kitchen this morning. We had everything dumped out on the floor while we're trying to go through the dirty laundry. This is my cute little bag with my cute little sharpener. I love this sharpener. It's called a Twist and Sharp because you like, here, I'll show you. You go like this and it twists and sharpens. So it's really great. All right, so step 2, for me anyway. You don't have to do this step because you could be done with your pencil as is. And I actually think the photo goes like this. Is that gonna be close enough for you to see? I'm hoping it is. So this little kitty has a little pointy face here. Let's see, he's got a little dark spot. And his little chinny win. He also has fur coming down. So I like to erase out the white because I don't like the white that much interfering with my black. And the white can also be wiped out with a slightly damp paper towel later too if you want to. What I do like about the white is that it acts as my guide. So I think my kitties are much more in proportion. More often I will use the white transfer paper when I'm doing a building because buildings are pretty precise. And you need to know where the parts of the building are. It helps a lot when you have something on there for them. Let's see, kitty paws. We have a kitty paw here. And that's the whitey one. Okay, and then the other foot goes here. See that little toe there? Kind of looks like Tigger or Hobbs or something. And the tail's curled around, swoopty. A little darker, a little lighter. Let's see. And I do want to suggest, especially the stripes there, because those are kind of awesome stripes. And this foot comes, he's got it wrapped right around, and then that paw goes under there, and this is the under kitty's white belly. It's a little bit of shaggy, stripy bits. And top kitty. I know they have names. I think it's Sunny Boy and, oh, I don't remember. I'll look it up in a minute. I'm I'm trying to remind myself to talk louder because I know my mouth is not going towards the camera, and I want you to be able to, I don't know, maybe you want to hear what I'm muttering, maybe you don't. Let's see, now the bottom kitty, it has this wonderful white patch that goes way down. So nice. It's I'm in Minnesota right now, and in Florida it was 80. Although it was honestly quite cool. We were in the Keys mostly. I used to live in Key Largo a long time ago. And we still have some dear friends there who have a kayak shop that they've been trying to sell for a while. So if you're interested in buying a kayak shop in Key Largo, let me know. I'll get you in touch with them. It's a pretty well set up business, and I think they would sell all the stock and everything is kind of what they would prefer to do. Because they want to retire. They just bought an island off the 7 Mile Bridge called Molasses Key. They took us out there. It was a pretty darn fun trip. Although a little terrifying at times. And I always get chewed up. I'm one of those Minnesotans that bugs like to eat. If you know what I mean. Which is just not always as much fun as you might think. See, and right now when I'm looking at this face, that just looks so much smaller than that face. I don't know, but I guess it's probably fine. And maybe you can't quite tell in the picture, but the whites, I suppose it twinkles or it sparkles or something. There's a shimmery quality to it that I don't like. Maybe it's something you will like. Let's see, kitty, kitty, kitty. They have like shell-like ears. There's little bits in there. Let's see, this guy's got such wide eyes. And I do like that open mouth down here. And the other thing about cats too, it's like when you transfer like this, you need to look really closely at what you're doing. And I think it helps you see things that you might not have otherwise seen, if that makes sense. Like the fact that all cats have white under and over their eyes, and that you do need to include that or it's not gonna look quite right. Like this guy has these little bits there. Okay, I gotta get this other footy foot, which is out over here, belly belly. Footy footy. And then this is all wrinkle bits. I'm gonna get my other kitty's back feet. See, somebody was saying this is like twice the work doing this, and I suppose it is, but I so much prefer this. I prefer the gray line of the graphite, and I think I also really like the hand-drawnness of the gray. Like when I trace and really focus on the tracing, it just feels really tight. It's like the lines get, what's the word? They're so precise and stiff. Maybe that's it. They're kind of stiff. Let's see, tail. So under Kitty's tail, tucks back under there, and then we have a back foot that comes out toesy wise, and then that comes back up here. All right. Okay. So we need a little bit of the wrinkly fabric. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think I'm happy. I'm gonna move some of my stuff out of the way. You can't even see all that. Okay, here we go. All All right, painting time. I think these are both the same size brush, but this one's slightly newer. I do really love these. It's a Royal Langnickel long handle soft grip. Excuse me, I think that's the full name. Royal Langnickel long handle soft grip. And it's what I would call a student quality brush, which is not to say that it doesn't work really well, because it's like a $3 brush. But a $3 brush can last you quite a long time, as a matter of fact, if you take care of it. And I like, look at how tight that is. It's like really nice, and the bristles are precise, so you can get some good tight stuff going. So I am gonna mix up kind of a browny brown. You guys see my palette? I'll move it over a little bit. Oh, there's crusties in there. I haven't opened this one. We've been gone. Today is Wednesday. We were gone last Tuesday. And I haven't opened this box up since then. So if that tells you anything, or if you needed to know anything more about the fact that these Stay Wet palettes are pretty awesome, Stay Wet palettes rock. So I'm just saying, it's a good thing. All right. I'm trying to get a color that's kind of close to, it's like a brownish color. Let's see. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call this dabbing, but I'm definitely using the edge of the brush because these are very small areas of color that I need to get in there. So I'm laying in color for where I think it needs to go. And the value of this may change as I'm moving along. But right now I'm just wanting to kind of get some basic thoughts. I often think of this as making notes to myself. I'm kind of wanting to bring out where my kitties are. Like where are they in this little picture? And what's the difference between the two? This guy underneath is a little bit darker. This one on top is a little lighter. I'm thinking it's a, I don't know why, but I think it's a she on top and a he underneath. I'm just gonna go with that. I'm sure their owner probably wrote that to me in an email. And the thing I would say too about trying to paint something with this much detail, this small, you're gonna wanna really do the squinting and let yourself not get totally caught up in trying to get everything in there. This is gonna be what's the word? I have a word, there's a word in my head. This is a case of squinting and trying to make sure that you're, oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. Squint, I want to say squint. You're squinting. Suddenly I'm going to do some of the background. Why am I doing the background suddenly? Because there's some dark on these kitties and I want to make sure that I see the parts that are not dark. And getting some of this background in is going to help me see a little better. Oftentimes I'll do the background when I'm not sure what to do with my subject. I'm not going to say that's what I'm doing right now. But that's helping me place a little. Whew. Let's see. Kitty, kitty, kitty. And I'm also wanting to get a little gray in here too. So I had this pile of 9 by 12 panels, and the nice thing is I had Dwayne cut a number of them into 6x9s, which I'm kind of excited about because I've been painting on 6x6 squares for so long. So to do something different and paint on a 6x9, it's just kind of, it's like, woo, this is fun. It's different enough and it's rectangular, so there's something more interesting in that vertical possibility. I don't think there's ever a complete, you should always do it this way kind of a thing. Besides, we change as we get older. Our lives are a little different. Our pastimes are a little different. Our bodies are a little different. Okay, honestly, that's helping me a lot. I don't know if that's helping you. Can you see the kitties better now? I don't know, maybe not, but I can. Let's see. And sometimes doing the background can be the most fun. Okay, I'm gonna hit some white in there now because I wanna, you can see, looking at these two side by side, this is a lot whiter, isn't it? So I'm gonna mix up a gray over here. Oh, sorry. We have the window open and I think I'm getting my little allergy stuff kicking in. And my husband is outside, Dwayne's outside raking up the, what happens when you have two dogs in a yard and you don't pick up their poop all the time throughout the winter, and maybe some of you are also in that lovely predicament. It was kind of fun. There's an airplane going by. It was fun to come home and have the snow mostly gone. Because when we left last week, it was still incredibly icy and potholes everywhere and driving. I think everybody was just tired of going someplace because if you went anywhere, you stood the risk of slipping and falling and hurting yourself, or putting your car through a pothole and causing damage, or running into somebody because you're sliding. I mean, it was just, ugh. I love Minnesota, don't get me wrong. So that's not what I'm saying. I love Minnesota. Okay. Okay. See, nope, that's a little too gray. I think I can put it here though. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got the current on in the background and Johnny Cash is singing A Boy Named Sue. Which, who was I just telling somebody about? When I lived in the Keys, my mechanic's name was Tiffany. And I swear I was just telling somebody that and they could not believe that my mechanic's name was Tiffany. And actually, I'm thinking it was my friend when we were in Florida who couldn't believe that, which seems funny. But he was a really nice guy. And his name was Tiffany. I said, "That's really your name?" Because it was right on his name tag. And he said, "Yep." And there really wasn't, he was just a very nice guy. How do you do? All right. Maybe I should take a little break and work on this without you guys. No, I suppose. I just feel like I'm blathering. Let's see. I think the wind is blowing hairs into my paint. Let's see. Kitty kitty fur. Kitty kitty white. Coming down to kitty kitty paw. So let's see, kitty chin. It's fun when you start putting the white on. Now, I was saying that about around the kitty's eyes, so let me see if I can do this. Well, here, I'm gonna tap in the ear first. Let's see. So around this eye, oh, let me get a little more on there. Oh, and I'm pulling just, oh, hey, sorry. Actually, let me turn this way, then you can see it better. I'm pulling just a little bit of warm into my white, so I'm kind of using the whites from there because I want to get a little bit warmer. And it goes all the way around in there. And there's a little swoopty underneath. And then this comes up to here. And there we go. And then it's got a little bit of white on this side. There. Okay, and then he's also got swoop, swoop. Here, kitty, kitty. No, if I do that, I'm going to end up with a cat sitting on my painting, so I better not do that. Let's see, shmurp, shmurp. Shmurp. Let's do that. Oh God, it was funny too, because on the airplane, I was trying to adjust my clock to be the proper time, because Florida's, what, an hour ahead? So I think, yeah. So I was turning my watch back, and then somehow I didn't get it clicked in, you know what I mean? Like I turned it, but didn't, and then I realized I hadn't adjusted it and pushed the button. I have an old-fashioned watch, not a whatchamadigger watch. But at any rate, poor Maxie, he got up this morning, and I was letting Dwayne sleep a little. And Max and I were getting stuff together. And then I'm upstairs. I don't know what I was doing, brushing my teeth or something. And he comes up and he goes, Mom, it's 9:15. He's supposed to be at school by 9. So we kind of did the whole, and it was all because I'd set my watch wrong. Well, not necessarily all. He could read a clock fine, but it was kind of sweet because he was really excited to get back. I mean, he missed school for us to go on our little vacation. And he's so funny. He made friends wherever we were, but it's hard being an only kid and not having people to play with all the time. So when he got to school, it was really sweet because his classmates were all like, Max! Especially his buddies. I hope he always has buddies. Okay, kitty. So this one has also those little white spots. This one doesn't have as white a face. Partially, I think, because we can't see all of it. Let's see. You guys will have to let me know if you like seeing my face. I kind of feel, I'm having a hard time videotaping this way because I can't see what you're seeing while I'm doing this, and I don't know if this is too far away. So I think this is going to be, I think we may end up with 7 lesson kind of a thing instead of the 6 that I said, just because you guys have been so great and flexible and human and responsive, which is just awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Chunk, 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 chunk. See, and then now when the color starts drying, can you see it looks kind of, it's more dark than I want it to be. I want it to be a little lighter, so I have to come back up in here and lighten some of that up. You know what? It's almost easier to do the upside down kitty's face. Isn't that funny? Do, do, do. And it's funny too, because I think this is going to be one of my longer paintings that takes a little bit longer. It's not a quickie. Which it's like people are like, oh, it's so small. Isn't small easier and faster? And it's like, you know, I price things by size, but actually painting things smaller is really harder than painting things bigger. I would much prefer painting a 16 by 20 than a little guy like this. But because they're little, we don't charge as much. And then it's, I don't know. That's why I don't really do commissions smaller than 8 by 8, because these are such a pain in the butt. But it's like, I don't know, I know some people don't have as much money, but it's kind of like, if you really want it, I take payments, you know what I mean? You don't ever have to pay the whole thing at once. And if you really want it, then you'd be willing to pay, is kind of what I figure. At least maybe I need to get to that point of acceptance. Wow, I am really, really blathering today. I hope you guys are really learning from my little chirps of wisdom here. Let's see. more light on this paw. And I need that brown back. Can you hear my neighbor? I love Minneapolis. It's kind of rare that you can actually have the windows open in March in Minnesota. So if you're here, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're not, it's true. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? I'm trying to, I don't know, what am I doing? I am right now putting in a medium brown, trying to define a little bit more of the dark values in this kitty's face and on her chest. I think the important thing with two cats like this is how do I make sure that you can tell one is which how can you tell one is which and which is the other one? How's that for twisty tonguer? Yes, Teddy Bumps. I know. Do you see Sally? Yep, here's Sally. This is Sally. Sally Wally. Oh, they were so happy to have us walk in last night. It was a riot. I felt kind of bad. I should probably have slept downstairs on the couch with them, but I didn't really want to. I really didn't. Yes, yes, little chewy head. You're fine. You can go outside in a minute. Just, no, I'm not going to let you out right now. God. See, this is what happens when you try to do this kind of thing at home, people.
Yeah, we'll let you know before they do the draw.
I hope you're finding this as amusing as I am. I think I'm gonna, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna stop recording and I'll keep painting, and then I'll do maybe a little finishing clip, like when I think I'm closer to finishing, I'll do a little clip of here's how I'm finishing it up, kind of a thing, and I will do a photo of it at the very end. But this is a half an hour long, and I kind of hate to make them much longer than that because it seems like that's a pain to watch. But this is my studio space. These are my dogs. Come here, Teddy. Come here. Come here. No, she won't come because she thinks I'm gonna clip her fur or something. Teddy just got a haircut. But thanks, people. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.